So immune system in the body. Immune system is for protection from diseases, disease causing organisms. Also important role in allergic reactions, autoimmune diseases, organ transplantation. So this is immune system helps in. Now there are organs that plays roles for this immune system in our body. One of them is lymphoid organs. Okay. Now lymphoid organs divided into two types: primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. Primary lymphoid organs are bone marrow and thymus, where immature lymphocytes are WBCs, types of WBCs. These lymphocytes differentiate into antigen sensitive lymphoids into antigen sensitive lymphoids. So bone marrow and thymus, where immature lymphocytes develops into antigen sensitive lymphocytes. That means they are ready to capture the disease causing agents or organisms that enters our body. So this is a role of WBCs, okay, in phagocytosis. Now so this was the role of primary lymphoid organs, bone marrow and thymus, where immature lymphocytes become antigen sensitive lymphoids. But after the maturation, now once lymphocytes mature, they migrate, they start to spread throughout our body. They migrate to secondary lymphoid organs. So primary lymphoid organs, these are bone marrow and thymus. Now secondary lymphoid organs, that is a part of lymphoid organs that plays immune system in our body. So these are spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, pairs patches of small intestine and appendix. So total 5 lymphoid secondary organs and 2 primary lymphoid organs. Now the role of secondary lymphoid organs, they provide the sites for interaction of lymphocytes with the antigen. So bone marrow and thymus, where immature lymphocytes become antigen sensitive lymphoids, but the sites for this antigen provided by the secondary lymphoid organs, where the interaction of lymphocytes with the antigen takes place. Okay, so this was the role of secondary lymphoid organs that provides the sites for interaction of lymphocytes with the antigen, and these are spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, pairs pages of small intestine and appendix. So in the diagram, these are the lymph nodes and the thymus and the lymphatic vessels. Now There is lymphoid tissue also located within the lining of the major tracts, respiratory tract, digestive tract, and urogenital tracts, called the mucosal associated lymphoid tissue, that is MALT. So, lymphoid organs, their lymphoid tissue, MALT, MALT, mucosal associated lymphoid tissue, and these MALT constitutes about 50% of the lymphoid tissue in our body. And this is located in the major lining of tracts like respiratory, digestive, and urinogenital tracts. So this was it. Now, the bone marrow is the main lymphoid organ where all blood cells, including lymphoids, are produced. Where all blood cells, including lymphoids, are produced. All types of blood cells. These are WBCs, RBCs, platelets, all blood cells are produced by the bone marrow. Okay. Both bone marrow and thymus provide microenvironments for the development and maturation of T lymphocytes. So bone marrow and thymus plays a role in maturation of T lymphocytes. What is spleen? A large bean shaped. Okay. Spleen is a large reservoir of erythrocytes. Spleen is a large reservoir of erythrocytes. So this was the topic of immune system in our body. This includes lymphoid organs into primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. Primary lymphoid organs are bone marrow and thymus, where immature lymphocytes become antigen sensitive lymphoids. But after their maturation, they migrate to secondary lymphoid organs for interaction with these lymphocytes at the antigen. And these are spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, bare patches of small intestine, and appendix. So these are the secondary lymphoid organs. And there is MALT, that is MALT, that is mucosal associated lymphoid tissue, that constitutes the 50% of total lymphoid tissue in our body, lining with the tracts like respiratory, digestive, and urogenital tracts. So this was the topic of the lymphoid organs. Now, diagrammatic representation of lymph nodes. You see, there is thymus is a flat bone. Okay, thymus is a pressed bone. This showing the lymphoid nodes and then the lymphatic vessels.